Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the show. I'm Taylor, and you're tuned in to the Taylor James Lifestyle Show. Before we go any further, let's go ahead and like, subscribe, comment, and share this, please. We want to impact people on a larger scale and help as many people as we can, and without you, that's not possible. So, with that being said, guys, we are going to jump into it. Today's podcast is 3 tips on essentially the importance of having a routine. 3 good reasons why it's important to have a routine. I think I'm a testament to that. I think a lot of people I know are testaments to that. Personal friends, people that I look up to, all kinds of people. The science is there. It's probably one of the single most amazing things you can do for your life. And we're going to jump into why. Now, like I was saying, there is a lot of science behind a routine. A lot of times, for me, it's a morning routine, and sometimes nighttime. I try to get a lot of stuff done as early as I can so that I can kind of fuck off in the evening. But that's kind of the importance of my routine is I try to get up and get as much done and get all my important shit out of the way so that I can relax later. But there are so many psychological and neurological benefits to maintaining a routine, and I'm not going to get into too much depth. There's a lot of guys who could speak a lot more in depth on the topic. Andrew Huberman is one. There's a lot of guys out there that can give you a lot more solid info. We're just kind of talking generalities here, so but I'll kind of just talk about my experience and what I've seen regarding these topics. So like the psychological and neurological aspects of it, I believe that a lot of us, probably most of us, are creatures of habit, and having a routine, especially first thing in the morning, allows you to have a sense of accomplishment before you've left the house and started to accomplish things for your day, right? A lot of times the general population, we get up, we do our thing, and we go to work, and we're executing for somebody else. But I think it's really important that we get up and execute for ourselves before we go out and execute for anybody else. And that can be things like the gym. That can be things like reading in the morning, or meditating, or I do affirmations in the morning, I might miss maybe 1 or 2 days a month, but I try my best every day to do affirmations at the same time every day. And that's just one part of my daily routine. And another thing is, like, when you live a life without a routine and you forget things, it's kind of like fuck, I forgot to take my vitamins, and it's just one of those things. It's like, damn it, man, I'm not getting the benefit of it. I feel like I'm letting myself down because I'm not doing these things that I know I need to do for myself. And so having a routine kind of takes away the thought to have to do it. And that's probably the biggest thing. I think a lot of the psychological and neurological benefits of having a routine, I think, are some of the best. The feelings it gives you, the confidence it gives you, the courage it gives you, it's really, really incredible. Not to mention the increase in productivity. I mean, when you have a list of things, or a mental list, and you knock those things out, you don't have to think about what's next. You just have it on your list, on your routine. Okay, shower, vitamins, eat, take off, whatever the routine is, you have something guiding you and making sure that you're not having to really think of what's next. And what that really does, at least for me and a lot of people that I know, is it reduces a lot of stress, anxiety, things like that. It allows you to know every day how much time it's going to take to do everything that you need to do for you, first thing in the morning or at the end of the night. And so you can build everything else around that. because I believe your morning routine, or your just routine in general, is the most important thing that you can have dialed in your life. Everything else will fit into place a little bit better once that routine is in place. And I know this because I kind of ebb and flow. Sometimes my routine is super dialed in. Sometimes my routine is a little bit shaky. And when it's shaky, I'm not getting the most out of myself. I'm not getting the most out of my mind, out of my body. And I know that, and I can feel it. And that kind of leads us into our second topic, which is real life transformations. It's not really, it's very known that routines change lives, essentially. I have seen people who live in complete stress and anxiety who implement a routine, and all of a sudden they got way less stress, way less anxiety. They're getting way more done. They're happier with themselves because they're doing stuff for themselves. They're executing. Their houses are cleaner. Their bodies are more in shape. They feel better. They're drinking adequate water. They're taking their vitamins. And their mental health is a lot more stable because they're investing the time and importance on themselves before everybody else. That's the big thing, man, is like, and I'll say it over and over and over again, but we are the most important people in our lives, ourselves. And we spend all this time going out and doing all this shit and committing ourselves to other people, but we don't really put the same importance on the way we treat ourselves. And that's kind of the biggest thing about this routine, is people think of it as work maybe, or like it's hard because I have to do things. It's like, I don't know, dude. I don't think that's the case. I think that the case is that, excuse me, coffee burps. The case is that that's one of the best things that you can do for yourself. You know what I mean? Implement a little exercise routine in your daily routine. You know what I mean? Like I said earlier, meditation, maybe read a book, make sure you're drinking adequate water and taking vitamins and things like that. And just implement a little routine. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. And I'm not even saying wake up at 5 in the morning and fucking do all these things that a lot of guys are saying. I'm just saying to give yourself adequate attention before you start going out and giving your attention to other people. And I think the best way to do that is through a routine. Put some importance on yourself and knock out the things in your life that need to be knocked out before you start going and knocking out other people's shit. Now, building the perfect routine, that's topic 3. Now, this is a little bit tricky of a topic because, well, it can be different for everybody. And I think it's not a blanket thing. You can't just say you need to do this, 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 and this, and you'll be awesome. It needs to be kind of catered or tailored to whose routine it's going to be. And I'll just kind of give you a couple things that if I didn't have a routine and I was going to implement a routine, I'll give you a couple things that I would do. And first and foremost, I think the importance of a morning routine is more important than any other part of the day. I think getting up a little extra early and giving yourself the attention you need and having a routine and executing those things on that routine, I think that's the most important and most effective way to have a routine. And I feel like I'm living proof of that. I've seen countless people in my life do the same thing. They implement a routine in their productivity, their happiness, their bodies, everything just elevates to another level, and it's really beautiful to see. The thing is that it takes work, and that work is the work that you put into yourself. And so getting up, there's a really good book I've mentioned multiple times. It's Make Your Bed, I believe is what it's called, and it's written by a former Navy SEAL, big time military guy. And he's got a lot of lessons in there aside from making your bed, but that's the first thing that he talks about doing in your day and the importance behind that. And, I notice it when my bed isn't made and I come home at the end of the day and my bed isn't made and I'm like, fuck, I wish I would have made my bed. Like it's such a weird thing to be such an important thing, but the way that I see it is like he kind of explains in that book, as long as you make your bed and everything else can kind of go to shit, but at least when you get home to get in your bed, you're getting in a nice clean bed. And I think that's really important. And so for me, I try to get up. Today I'm doing laundry, I'm doing my sheets, so my bed's not made right now, but get up, make the bed. Big thing for me too, is like I get acne from my dog sometimes when they're a little dirty and I haven't given them a bath lately. And so it's really important for me to keep my bed clean, because I like to have my dogs on my bed when it's made and stuff like that, but I have to make sure it's made, because if they get on the sheets, if they get on the pillows, it's game over. I mean, they get dirt and fucking just junk everywhere, and my face starts to break out because they're dirty and it's everywhere. And so making my bed is really important for that reason. So I'll get up, cuddle my dogs, make the bed, play around for a little bit. And then pretty much the first thing I do is take the dogs out, feed them, get some caffeine in me, and I take a quick shower just to rinse off and kind of wake up. And while I'm in the shower, I do my affirmations. And I try to practice gratitude and abundance. And if you guys are looking to get into affirmations and you want to start implementing maybe some affirmations in your morning routine, the guy I listen to is the best I've found so far. It's Bob Baker, and I believe, Bob Baker Affirmation Meditation Podcast, and I listen to it on Apple. I think you can find him on YouTube. He's got a website, probably on Spotify, all the places, I'm sure. But brings a lot of value to my life and puts a really, really positive state of mind into my brain and my body first thing in the morning. And I think that's the best way to be, man, is to be in a state of gratitude and abundance first thing you can be in the morning. And even when all else is going to shit, I still have that feeling of abundance and gratitude going through the day. And so that's super important for me. And I know you guys will think this is weird. But yes, I shower, and then typically I work out after. I don't really know why, but it's my routine, and I just enjoy it. I like to, get up and get caffeine in me and kind of warm up in the shower a little bit, and then get out and do cardio or workout, and that's just my weird routine. And then, typically I try to throw in a shower at the end of the day too. But obviously brush my teeth, take vitamins, maybe even do a little bit of manscaping, clean up my neck beard and stuff like that. Maybe shave my head. I just wake up and, do these set things, and then I'll have space in there for other little things like, hey, I'm gonna get a load of laundry in real quick, or I'm gonna shave my face real quick, or I'm going to do something kind of outside the scope of my routine, but it's still part of my routine because it's for me. And that's been really important for me. I think the biggest thing that it's really brought to my life is more balance. Now, I'm not really one to say much about work-life balance. I'm kind of a workaholic. I like to charge hard and sleep when I'm dead or whatever. Like to work hard and get a lot done. And sometimes I work too much, some people would say. But it has brought so much balance to my life to where I can better naturally balance without having to put things to the side that I don't want to. If you're waking up with adequate time, part of my routine is to come do a podcast. And I wake up with adequate time to get, a couple really important things done in the day, do a podcast, and then allow myself to be able to spend time with my dogs later. And that's balance to me. A lot of guys that I look up to in business and in life and stuff, they have a list. Like a lot of I think Bedros Keuilian, he calls his the get shit done list. Andy Frisella calls it the power list. And you're getting like 5, critical items knocked out every day. It's a little bit different than a routine. These guys have specific for that day type goals to get done. But the point of it is the same. The point of it is to have a routine in place so that you don't have to think about what you do next. You just work and grind and get it done, and then you allow yourself to have more free time later for friends and family and things like that. And I think that's what the morning routine has brought to my life. You know what I mean? A lot of times, especially in my early 20s, man, when I was working on the drilling rigs, we would have a little camp. It was like a 40-man camp on wheels, and we would park it, a mile or two from the rig, and we would sleep and eat there, and then we'd go to work. And every day we'd wake up, you would have a meeting at 5:30 a.m. or p.m. You'd go sit in that meeting. It's supposed to be about a half an hour, and then you start your day at 6 a.m. or p.m. Well, my room was right across from the conference room in this camp we were living in, and I was probably between 19 and 21, I would think. And this was like pre, routine. This was pre like any of that shit. It was just like I don't even know what kind of mindset I was in at the time. Eating real shitty food, drinking too much on my days off, just living an unhealthy lifestyle. But what I would do is I would stay up too late, first of all, but then I would wake up at like 5:25, and I would walk from my door into the conference room, which was like 2 feet, and I would sit there with like safety glasses on or tinted glasses and like try to wake up as fast as I could. But I was just like this groggy, slow, out of it mess. And fast forward a couple of years, I had taken a break from the slope for a while, from the oil field for a while, and I had really started implementing routines, going to the gym, blah blah, all these things, and I got called back to go work in the oil field, and I was almost worried. I was almost like nervous about going back because I didn't want to lose all this progress I had made. But what I did is I took those routines and those things that I had implemented in my life, and I brought them to the oil field, and I brought that with me. And instead of waking up 5 minutes before that meeting, I was waking up 2 hours before that meeting. I was getting a workout in. I was eating my vitamins. I was drinking plenty of water. I was sometimes I would read, literature on the work that we're doing and coming up on, and like train for, study for classes and things like that. Like I'd be in the gym on my phone just reading and going through notes and like studying. And then I would be up at 3. Our meetings were at 5:30, and I would already have like primed my whole system was ready to go before anybody else was awake. And I can't tell you how beneficial it was to my career, myself, my mental health. As soon as I started doing stuff like that, implementing routines, it was like people started noticing. People started seeing that I was putting this work in, whether it was physical, whether it was mental, whether it was, I don't know, just any of it. You know what I mean? I was getting up extra early. I was reading stuff about work. I was educating myself, putting the work into my body. Like guys, I think I was gone for maybe a year, and I came back and I was pretty shredded, and like people were like, what the fuck, dude? And I'm just like, man, I just implement a routine. I fucking stick to it, and try to give myself the attention that I need before anybody else, right? And I started getting promotions at work. I just my mind seemed to be a little bit sharper than other people, faster, and I've talked about that before. And it's nothing against anybody else. It's just the facts of the situation. That's what happens when you get up and implement a routine while everybody's still sleeping. And it brought so much happiness and pleasure to my life that I've been doing it for years since, And like I said, we're human, and we all go through phases of like having a solid routine and having kind of a shaky routine, and life changes and stuff like that. But I really, really do believe if you think that you need something in your life, if you're feeling a lack of, if you're feeling like you're not getting enough done, if you need more balance in your life, I highly recommend you get up a little earlier and implement a morning routine. You'll be a lot happier, I think. Everybody that I've ever worked with and seen do it loves it, and it's really, really beneficial to everybody. I haven't seen a case where it hasn't been. So, but that's all about that's about all I got, guys. Yeah, that was my 3 little topics on the importance of a routine, specifically a morning routine. Don't forget to please like, subscribe, comment, and share. It really helps, and hopefully this information will give some value to somebody's life. And yeah, with that being said, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. Got a bunch of shit to do today, so I'm gonna get to it. Victory to everybody. Love you guys. Later.